hey, yeah, it's me, Press. I forgot to turn on all of my VTubing stuff. So, like, just give me a sec. I'm working on it. Hang on. Hello? What the? Where am I, bro? Oh, there I am. There I am. Hello, hello. How's it going, Citrus? Oh, boy. Hi, everybody. Ah. Oh, man. Oh, well, you know, it's always something here. It's always something. We lost the stool. This one here, I could like... Oh, I don't have a bottom. Wait, where's my bottom half? Oh, you know what? I think I have to do it on here first. Hang on. Where's my bottom half? There's a way to do it. Is it Control? Is it Alt? It's Alt! He forgot his legs. No, they're right here. I don't know what I need them for. I guess I could make myself stand on the chair. I was gonna put myself behind the counter. I guess I could if I... Da 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 da. What can I get you today? Sorry, this is really lame. Hang on. Let me fix this. This is pretty bad. That looks hella cursed. I mean, maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little. What was the amount that I had? Where was I before? Here we go. Oh, I messed it all up. I had all my settings and I messed it all up. This is a disaster. Well, I hope everybody... Whoa! This is probably good. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a very good Sunday, at least. My Saturday... Okay. Life itself has been just kind of hectic lately. I feel like I'm saying that every time I go live now. But man, Sunday, I just gave myself permission to relax. And let me tell you, I think everyone within the next coming weeks, if you can find a day to just dedicate to relaxing, I just highly recommend you carve out the time to do it. I had been spending so much time on my phone, and it was really getting to me. And I felt really like ill. And so I woke up Sunday and I said, not today, world. I turned my phone off for the entire day. And I was like, anything that is not my phone, I give myself permission to enjoy today. And I had just a wonderful day. Just such a great day. I played some GameCube. I played some video games. I read both manga and a real book. Huh? Well, it was a light novel, but you get the gist. Watched some anime, watched some YouTube, went to the gym. What a great day. And it was all because I got off that darn phone. So if you can help it over the next couple days, give yourself a break to just enjoy things and do whatever you want to do. Bro reads? I know, right? Who would have thought? I actually quite enjoy reading. I quite enjoy reading. That, obviously, you know, opening a coffee shop would be something that I would be pretty interested in. But whenever I think about opening a coffee shop, I always wanted it to be like a manga-themed coffee shop, right? Where I could have like a big, like almost like a library of manga and light novels, and people could come and get their coffee and read and not check it out. Not check the books out. I wouldn't have that many books, but I don't know. I always thought that would be like a very me coffee shop. But man, the more I read about it, the harder it seems to set one up. It's a lot of work. I don't know if anybody here caught my Crown Jam stream. I don't know, Citrus, if you were at my Fortnite stream last time. But I played Crown Jam, Fall Guys Crown Jam, and it's like, it's in Fortnite, but it's Fall Guys, and it's like Fall Guys basketball, and I got really hooked on it, and I've been playing off stream a lot, and I'm like probably 3 wins away from from getting the top rank in Fall Guys Crown Jam. I'm a beast. I'm low-key goated at Crown Jam. Low-key, ever since our competition went into full swing, I kind of forgot to work on my book. Well, I mean, that's kind of what, like, I feel like that's understandable, right? I mean, there's only so many hours in the day. It does stink, though, because in your case, if it's a competition, it requires so much of your focus, and writing requires so much of your focus. If I write, it has got to be in the morning, because once it hits like 4 o'clock, my brain can't handle it. Writing has to be like one of the first things that I do in the day, or else it's not getting done. Because like after a full day of work, or in your case, after, you know, a full day of competition, at least my brain does not have the capacity to handle it. It ain't working for me. Sorry, I'm drinking water. But yeah, this is the only stream this week. Sorry, I got a busy week going. A busy week that should actually result in some fun content a little bit later down the line. But a busy week nonetheless. So I hope you at least look forward to the long form video that I have coming out on Thursday, in lieu of a stream, and then it will probably be back to the regular schedule next week. I'm either script writing, book writing, coding, 3D modeling, or suffering every day after school now. Welcome to the rest of your life. No, I kid. Those are good problems to have, though. At least they're all like things that, one, you enjoy, at least from what I understand, and 2, they like really work your brain. So like, it's probably pretty good. It's a good problem to have. Having a lot of hobbies can be stressful, but I think it's better than having no hobbies. I don't even have Ace Attorney open yet. I'm not gonna lie. I should probably do that. What is this, day 2 of the trial? I feel like this trial, since it's what, the 3rd one in the game, because the first one was that police officer, and then it was Maya's trial. So this is the 3rd trial in the game. So I'm going to assume that we're set up for 3 days here, which means this is not the last day of the trial, if I'm assuming right. Over the weekend, I really wanted to grind some of it out, but I just didn't have enough time. Sunday came along, and I thought about streaming Sunday, and then I was like, wow. I said I was going to give people a day's notice if I did, and I didn't give the day's notice on Saturday, so I was like, screw it, I won't do it. I've been lucky enough to outsource the script writing somewhat. Well, there you go. Can you hear the Ace Attorney music? Is it too quiet? I can never tell. They changed when they updated it. I used to have the perfect audio setup for Ace Attorney. When they updated the game, they tweaked it. I swear they did something with the audio, and now I don't ever know where my slider should be. But I think this is probably good. The problem is I don't know. So one senior I met in a networking event was super nice enough to let me and my partner use the school's 3D printers. Your school has 3D printers? Is that normal? My school never had 3D printers. That's awesome. What kind of stuff do you make? That's sweet. Okay, this is the one, I believe. Part 4-1. Good morning, Max. I'm trying to... This is right? Let's see what... Where were we at? Okay, so... On the last stream... We got a couple of interesting pieces of evidence. We got this photo of Max winning a prize and then the bust that came alongside it. We also... Wasn't there also this note here? You haven't forgotten what happened 6 months ago, which we ended up connecting that 6 months ago, the tiger had bitten Bat and put him in a coma. And people were saying that the tiger was smiling as he was biting down, and they had never seen, or it's not a tiger, a lion smile as they bit down on someone. But alas, I think it was because of the pepper. I think they put pepper by the lion's nose, and the lion sneezed and then crunched Bat's head. That's where I think we're at. My school has a really high-end STEAM building where they have 4 30K 3D printers. Wait, that's insane. PCs for the esports teams? Dude, that's actually so sick. I saw this clip of a team or of a school hosting like a Rocket League tournament, and it was so lit. People were like going crazy for their Rocket League team, and I'm like, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. I like seeing everyone get behind other people's hobbies, you know, whether it's sports or esports or whatever. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, esports weren't big, at least when I was in school. I'm always like this before I go up in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Have a glass of milk. We brought milk? Regina! How fabulous. You came to watch my performance today. Not a performance, Max. It is not a performance. Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo? Mo. I don't know if you should have said that. So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess. You'll fly at the end? No. Okay, I feel like here's the thing. Max, we can't. If you fly, we're actually in serious trouble because we're telling everybody that you can't fly. If you fly in this courtroom, we have ourselves a problem. Is this Max guy a suspect? He's our defendant. Yeah, you haven't been around for this case as much, have you? Yeah, Maximilian Galactica is our suspect, is our defendant that we are defending. It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on or even where she is. Honestly, Regina is kind of lost. So I can fill you in real quick, Citrus. But Regina here... She's the daughter of the victim. And she, like, doesn't seem all that beat up by it. And she just doesn't seem like she has a very... It's like she lives in her own little world. It's a little concerning. If she's in court and she thinks she's coming to see, like, a magic show. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. I really hope that she's not expecting any magic tricks or anything. No, I don't think so. I think she's just kind of... I think she's just unique. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to you. Oh, Mo. Does this court not have any dress code? I come in a suit. Von Karma comes in whatever getup hers is. At least it looks like she's dressed for work. And I just feel like the others could... Listen, I am pretty much team wear whatever you want. I wear pajamas whenever I go to the gym to change out of, because they're easy to slide on and off. And, you know, if I go grocery shopping after that, I'm grocery shopping in my pajamas. Tough. But, like, I don't know. I feel like in court, the clown costume's probably not the move. Mo, top of the morning to you, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Ha ha ha! Oh, Mo, you funny guy. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Why is everybody bringing milk today? Oh my, thanks. So how are you today, right? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm gonna face off against the real culprit. Do we have the feeling? I really thought it's Ben. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who else it could be. Mo thinks Acro did it. I originally thought Acro did it. Everyone convinced me Acro didn't do it. Did Acro do it? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. Just means that I won't be able to press him like I can in other witnesses. What are you gonna do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. Oh, that is actually really sad. I really thought it was Ben. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Wow. Are we going to get a tearjerker scene with Regina? I can't do a tearjerker scene today, man. I don't have it in me. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. I wonder who we're calling to the stand today. I know Acro's gonna be up there, because Von Karma was visiting him yesterday to prepare him for this. I don't know who else is gonna be on the stand, though. I don't know who else it would be that would be the killer. I mean, Bat's in a coma, so it can't be him. It's gotta be Acro or Ben, right? It's gotta be. It's Ben. Even if it's Acro, I'm willing to give him a pass and just be like, listen, man, between you and me. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Interesting. So this is our first battle is going to be Acro then. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Gumshoe. Don't call him your detective. He's not your detective. He's a man of the state. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Here we go. You know, the last time we had birds in court, it didn't go so well. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Berry Big Circus. And where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. Okay, so here's his room. Crime scene right below his window, which is why I originally thought that he did do it, because he could just use whatever ropes to get up there. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. But before we get any further into the game, I'm going to put my final guess out there. I think Ben did it. That's my guess. You write it down. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. Witness testimony! What I witnessed. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. And he's wearing Max's getup. It was Maximilian Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. So I don't... Is it... To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. I don't know if that's enough to really be like enough to put my guy behind bars. That's a pretty loose eyewitness testimony, right? This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. Which one? Mo told like 6 testimonies yesterday. And he changed his story every time. Which one does this match up with? I don't even remember. I've blocked it out of my mind. Oh, sorry. There's no way that's enough. That's what I'm saying. That's what they spent the previous day prepping. That's why Von Karma paid him a visit. That's it. I feel like that is not conclusive, man. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Hold it! That actually makes no sense! Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. Bars. He couldn't even see anything but the outfit. Right, we already decided, we already determined that they were wearing Max's getup. The thing is, we haven't been able to prove that it was actually Max there. This testimony proves nothing. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix, right? Just like your old friend, Miles Edgeworth did. And we're bringing him up. Why? Because she's trying to rattle us. She's trying to get in our heads. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Ms. Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Oh! We're coming guns a-blazing today. Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. Gladly, Your Honor. Let's pick it apart. I don't want to say it's like an airtight testimony because he just didn't really say anything. So I'm probably going to have to press him a lot. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Do we have the time of death? The time of death was what, 10:15, I think? If I remember right? Yeah, 10:15. How does one fly? And they say they've got it figured out. I don't know why they're keeping it to themselves. I don't know why they don't just share it with the class. Hold it! You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turn the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? That's a good point, Judge. Acro, care to comment, or are we just... Oh, here it is. You had to think about it for a second. I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. You and me both, buddy. I also don't have curtains on some of my windows right now. Haha. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Sometimes. I mean... Sure, like maybe once in a blue moon. I wouldn't say it like you're always doing it. The witness will proceed with his testimony. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Hold it right there. I feel like I'm going to have to press him on everything. I didn't notice anything immediately that stood out to me. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. But maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. Nothing wrong yet. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Interesting. So they did mention in the lead up when we were in the waiting room that we were going to need to really base this on evidence. So maybe I can't press him. Why would they put a dude in a wheelchair on the 3rd floor? Well, he's only... Good question. He's only recently in the wheelchair. He got hurt, I think it was 6 months ago, if I remember right. He got hurt trying to save his brother, Bat, from the lion. And since then, Regina has been coming to, like, take care of him. And for some reason, he doesn't like Regina. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. If he doesn't give me anything on this press here, then we're going to have to go a different route, because I also don't want to get penalized. Last time when I was in the courtroom, I got penalized for pressing too much. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure. Phoenix, what are we talking about? Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna tell someone to hold it, you're gonna have something more than, well, maybe it was an action figure, Your Honor. I wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. Nothing wrong yet. I should tread lightly. Von Karma's getting very impatient. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. Are we really not going to question how he would just fly? Well, he's a magician. You know, they do stuff like that. And I guess even in a court of law, a magician can never reveal his secrets. Even if he's legally required to. We only got 2 more to press him on. Should I just do? I feel okay. So it was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Oh! It was just after 10 p.m. I was resting in my bed and I heard a thump. But to be honest, just after 10 p.m., I don't know, man. I don't know. If it's a stage trick, why would he pull it off after he murdered someone? Would he not just, you know, walk away? Yes, that's why I'm like, I feel like I'm going, everyone in this courtroom should know that they were so obviously trying to frame him. Like, come on. But alas, I'm the only one with critical thinking skills in this game. Okay. It was just after 10 p.m., resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. I saw someone flying, Max Galactica. When I saw that, I thought it was dreaming. Okay, I guess I'll just press them on the last 2. The light in your room was turned off then, correct? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see it. Safety lights outside. Shadow coming up. That tracks. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Do you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there's something fishy with his latest bit of testimony? Maybe there's a contradiction. What's one little penalty so early, huh?
Objection!
Whoa! If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? Do I have any evidence? Okay, well, he saw the hat. What was it? Like pink hat, white roses, and a cloak, maybe? How would I be able to kill him, then go back to his room from the 3rd floor? I don't know. I don't think it's Acro. I think it's Ben. Photo of Max's award ceremony. Here we go. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the lodging. That one won't fly. Okay. I'm just gonna guess on I am gonna guess the autopsy report. What in the world is this? You just don't get it, do you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What don't I get? You're not going to be able to get through this one with your usual bluff routine. She's got on. Uh-oh. Your client looks to be ready to take off once again, straight towards a guilty verdict. You were bluffing? I will not forgive any more mockeries made of this court. Witness, would you mind repeating your testimony? With pleasure. Wait, so we weren't even penalized? Huh? Interesting. Okay, we're gonna have to press him one more time. When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream?
Objection!
Objection! How would Acro hear this from the 3rd floor while Mo on the 1st floor did not see or hear it? Did Mo hear? I think he did. Or at least he said he heard it. If I remember right. I don't remember off the top of my head, though. I don't remember. I'm with you, though. It seems kind of fishy, right?
Objection!
Objection! I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. That's a great idea. I'm sure he's going to take very kindly to that question. Objection sustained. Excuse me. Now hang on a second. Don't sustain that. Acro must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies to the court. Well, put pedal to the metal, Nick. If Acro's innocent, though, why is he lying? It was just after 10 p.m., and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window, and a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Where is his window positioned? I'm gonna assume that it's here then, right? Huh. I don't know. Placed by... Yeah, Acro literally put this note in Regina's pocket. To the murderer. You haven't forgotten about what happened 6 months ago. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. And so if that's the case... Around that time I heard a thump, and a few moments later I saw someone flying right by my window. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. We have to get him with evidence, huh? I genuinely don't know. I'm gonna present the autopsy report on this one because I feel like a little after 10 is not 10:15, right? This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. And how exactly are the evidence and the statement related? Ah, there's our penalty. Tough. Tough. You know, we're struggling here a little bit, so I am going to save just to be safe. Huh. Well, let's press him on it again, and then let's try objecting. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off. But there are safety lights around the lodging outside. If I had prior knowledge, I could totally crack this case open. Well, I wish you did because I'm stumped. I mean, it's a pretty airtight testimony because he's not actually saying anything. I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Me too. Okay, so we can't even present anything there. So we're good on that end. Around that time, I heard a large thump from outside the window. Look at the picture of his room again, would ya? See, and I don't think I can. I don't think I actually have a photo of the room. It just comes up in testimony. So if I keep pressing it, we'll get it again. Your room's on the 3rd floor, right? And you said that you were resting in bed, but you were still able to hear a sound from outside. He's saying the same thing you did. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results, but maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. Let's try. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. She's going to object. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? No. Nothing. Except for the fact... I don't know. We could just try this. I genuinely have no idea. Maybe the circus mat. Okay, it doesn't look like they like this answer, but I also don't get penalized if I go this route. Which is interesting. Which leads me to believe we're like supposed to get something wrong here. A few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Hold it right there. Are you sure it was a human being? Is it an action figure? I believe it was a human. If Acrobat's statement jives with the facts, there is a contradiction. Maybe, just maybe, if I present Money the Monkey here, there's the opportunity to say, hey, it wasn't a human. And they didn't like that. I want to see if the curtain, or if he has curtains in his room. Okay. I can't remember where we got that from. But I'm glad that I don't get in trouble for getting them wrong here. They must have expected that people were going to struggle with this. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. But he didn't see the white roses, right? Was it here, I think, that they'll show you his room?
Objection! Objection!
Whoa! Everybody needs to calm down. Acro must be lying about what he saw. The challenge will be to expose his lies to the court. We know that. We know that. Here we go. The light in your room was turned off then. Here's his room. No curtains. I'll give him that. No curtains. No curtains. I don't know, man. I'm stumped. There's also not a wheelchair here that I can see, but maybe it's hiding in the corner or something. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. Can't tell if the light was on either. No, you can't. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see, and it made that silhouette, but we don't know for sure if it's him. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the this seems like a weird detail to add. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. I couldn't see the but he saw the cloak and he saw the hat, huh? Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get, but maybe there is something fishy with his latest bit of yeah, there's a contradiction. Sure, why not? Can we ask Mo if he can see with the safety lights? I know! Can we get Mo back up here? I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, man. This is a brutal start. Okay, what would contradict that he saw his backside? The hat, the cloak. I mean, like, No, I guess the cloak could be made from a silhouette. But I just don't understand. I don't know. Wasn't there something like... I don't know. I genuinely... I don't know. I want them to just... I want them to move the story along. I'm really stressing. I just can't get past the flying part. Were there no, like, strings, right? Come on. Where were the strings? It's not like he actually took off. Do we know the murder object? Actually, I don't think we do. This is a completely unrelated object that Max did hit someone with. Max hit Ben with this, but he didn't kill him. And so you could argue that that's not good, and I would say that that's probably true. I'd also say it's Ben, so, like, I'll let it slide. Oh, man. Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. Every single time I get something wrong on the contradiction, it takes me back to the beginning of the testimony. And we don't know the murder object. So all we have to do is find the one lie. And I'm really having a hard time figuring out what the lie is. Made to order hat that is a symbol of Max's fabulousness. Wait, it was found at the crime scene. He couldn't have been wearing it when he took off. Oh, we got it. We got it. We got it. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, we're so back. We're so back. Do you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. Boom. Okay. Yes, there's a contradiction.
Objection!
Chance he could have dropped it on the way up if he flew. Man, I'm hoping that's not the case. If that's the case, we're screwed. If that's the case, we are screwed. But I think we got it. Come on. You, yes, 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 yes. Okay. Whew, thanks for bearing with me. That one was rough. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found at the scene. Hello, Mario. How's it going? You're just in time. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Nuh-uh-uh. Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No, Your Honor. That's not what I'm saying. It couldn't be further from what I'm saying. No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica, which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Oh, we got him dead to rights. Good, how about you? I'm good, I'm good. I hope you had a good weekend.
Objection!
Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? He has a grudge against Max, which I don't know if he really does. Acro was dreaming, or Acro is the real culprit. Man, I said Acro was the culprit, and Hollow really convinced me that it wasn't him. If Hollow pulled the greatest 180 on me, then wow, that would be insane. Okay, Acro was dreaming seems far-fetched. He has a grudge against Max, or Acro is the real culprit. I'm trying. Why would Acro? What would be his motive though? Hollow sabotage? I think, man. What would be his motive? His motive wouldn't be that he was mad his brother, because Acro obviously left this note in Regina's pocket, right? To the murderer, he's referring to the person who killed the lion. Why would he want to kill Russell? Because Russell put down the lion that put his brother in a coma. That doesn't make any sense, right? So he has a grudge against Max for some reason. Or Acro is the real culprit. I don't think Acro did it, though. I'm going to go with he has a grudge against Max. Perhaps it's because Acro has a grudge against the defendant, which is why he's trying to frame Max. Why me? What'd I do? Was the grudge from the raise? Oh, it could have been. It could have been. Never get your fat head in the way of a wit bent on finding justice. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I have no interest in your silly little theories. He has a grudge against the defendant, huh? You wouldn't happen to have proof of that. Well, that's the thing. Mr. Wright, thanks to you, I got my head lashed by Ms. Von Karma's whip. I don't like getting hit for nothing, so how about you answer with an explanation? I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up. Okay, so it's not a grudge. Maybe because Acro's the real culprit, I guess. Maybe Hollow pulled a 180 on us. If so, that would be motive for murder. Yeah, I mean, the raise definitely could be. I'm shocked. I thought it was Acro. Next time, if it's Acro, then I'm never letting you guys steer me away from it again. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion, accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Ooh. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. Good play on words there, buddy. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's heart and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? Your Honor, she's 18 and you're like 87. You have more knowledge of this stuff than her. Don't let her sway you. You went to law school. I hope. I assume, but I don't know. Sometimes you make me think maybe you didn't. If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. He is staying rather calm and collected. Am I just being hit by that bird? Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusations? Never let Hollow steer you away. I'm a perfectly fine source of info because I get no prior knowledge. True. I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. This guy's guilty. He's guilty. He's actually so guilty. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. Psh! See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. Oh man, I don't know. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. No! I'm just trying to do my job. Phoenix is a poopy head. Well, no, you. See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? I do. Okay, I don't think he could have done it alone. And the reason I don't think he could have done it alone is because if he actually flew away, he would have had to have someone to help him. So no, I don't think that he did it alone, and I do think he has an accomplice. The problem is I don't know who. Bat's in a coma, and I genuinely, like, it wasn't Mo. Ben can't talk to anyone. And so I don't know who his accomplice would be. What if Bat isn't in a coma? I guess that's a possibility, yeah. I mean, to be fair, we never visited him in a hospital. Like, we don't know for sure. But if Bat had like feelings for Regina, why would Bat want to kill Regina's dad? Because Regina's dad gave Max his approval. Okay, wait a second. This is starting to add up. Of course he had an accomplice. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices. You don't say. Not good. This isn't going to end well. It's Ben and Trillo, so he has 2 accomplices? Man, I hope it's Ben and Trillo. That would be so lit. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright, it seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Gulp. Very well. Let's continue. Who, perchance, would happen to be Acro's accomplice? I'm going with Bat. You don't say. I don't think this is right. Uh-oh. This is suddenly looking very, very bad. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. Did you... Wait. The sound of you getting caught in your own trap. Deja vu? What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure this accusation is built on a solid foundation. Foundation? Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused was indeed an accomplice? What if it's the monkey? Could be. It is technically, listen, it is Acro's monkey, right? Yeah. It could be. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused, excuse me, was indeed an accomplice? It would only be this, right? This note. I'm gonna submit this note and hope for the best. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. This piece of evidence is lacking in persuasive power. Shoot. What are you doing, Nick? My best, Maya. I could do without your remarks. Okay. I really do think he had an accomplice. But I guess it's either not Bat or that wasn't the evidence. So here's what we can think, right? If it was Bat, do we have anything that would point to Bat being the accomplice? Otherwise, we can't say that. Maybe his accomplice was Ben, and Ben wanted to get back at Max for hitting him over the head, so he's like, I'm gonna frame him. I think it's the damn monkey. You think? That would be crazy. He bonked him on the head with a shiny object, then climbed away. If that were the case, what would we do? I'd probably just throw Acro in jail, right? I don't think you could really throw the monkey in jail. Ugh, sorry, man. I'm tired. But if I say, of course he didn't, I think they're actually going to knock me for it. I'm going to say, of course he did. I don't know, though, what the evidence would be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Ben, and I'm going to see if it gives us the option to put the evidence in there. Because if it doesn't say Ben, then we're on the right track, right? Gulp. Who, perchance, would happen to be Acro's accomplice? Ben. Take that! It's this guy! You don't say. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay, and we actually can present evidence for Ben. Interesting. Okay, so there's no trying to get out of this on a technicality. Huh. Man, I would love for Ben to be the accomplice. But it doesn't look like that's the case. Dang. I guess I'll say he doesn't have one for now. Did Acro have an accomplice? No. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. Oh. Alright, cool. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? I just feel like he speaks to the prosecutors so much more kindly than he speaks to me. You can't talk to me like that. That is unacceptable. Like it is simply uncalled for that he talks to me like that. That's crazy. Could it even be Regina? He doesn't like Regina. And he put the murder note in Regina's pocket. I don't think it's Regina. Regina wouldn't kill her own dad. I wouldn't think. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order! Order! What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? Well, of course, he was in his room, right? He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. Do we think he dropped something out of his window? Maybe. Maybe. Can we now use the monkey as evidence? I think it is going to come into play. I do think it's coming into play here. What? Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? Earth to Mr. Dingling. It's an interesting theory. That's it. Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. Well, except we don't know what the murder weapon was. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Huh. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? And then he flew away. But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. Gotta give this some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. Time to save my game, Your Honor, because I'm not super confident in this. The monkey was in the uniform costume? It definitely could be. I mean, like, genuinely, I think it could be. The monkey is in the costume. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime. But the monkey's small. Like, the monkey wouldn't be able to wear the outfit and pass as Max Galactica. Like, that part wouldn't track. What if I'd say I can't present evidence now? Where does this go from here? I'm gonna try presenting the monkey. What did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder? Money the monkey. Okay, I don't think this one flew. I think you should try again. Especially before someone gets the chance to say something. Maya has never looked so disappointed. I don't know. I thought I was on to something. Oh, man. She looks so disappointed. I'm sorry, Maya. So as I was saying, this piece of evidence... Stop! Wait, I say. Before you start over, you must be penalized. Oh, man. They hate us. I'm so sorry, Maya. I'm so sorry. I think the monkey is an accessory to the crime. I think so, too. I guess we just presented him at the wrong time. I think we will finally be graced with an explanation. Don't push it, Von Karma. What? You aren't gonna suck me in this time. I'm smart enough to know when I don't have the cards to play and my hand sucks right now. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? It means I'm bluffing, Your Honor. But smartly. He means that everything he said up until now has all been nonsense. It's true, right? If you can't establish proof of your murder theory, well, then it's nonsense. He's trying to fool us by playing some misdirection game. Looks like this isn't going to pass muster. I'm sorry, Maya. I'm sorry. She's so mad. She's so mad. This is a hard day. Monkey could wear the cloak and hat, and it can also climb, which can be confused as flying. Also true. That's a good point. But the monkey is so small, right? I mean, I guess to be fair, we don't know how big the monkey is. But, like, I don't think that anyone would mistake the monkey for Max Galactica. Although crazier things in this case have happened. What did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry? Wait! The wooden box! Oh my gosh. Okay, no. It's all coming together. Okay, let me break it down for you. Here's the crime photo. He's slumped over the wooden box. Everyone's like, oh man, the wooden box. Why was he carrying such a heavy wooden box? What was in that wooden box? A bottle of pepper. You might be thinking, why the heck is there a bottle of pepper? Just this small bottle of pepper in this big-ass box. Let me tell you. It's elementary, my dear Watson. Is that how the saying goes? Because someone had used this bottle of pepper to make the lion sneeze, chomp Bat's head, put him in a coma, and he was keeping it here as evidence, and that's why he's saying to the murderer. And that's why he slipped it in Regina's pocket, and it was this right here. Oh, come on! No! No, this was right! No, I was right. No! No, no, no. No! I was so sure that I was right. What? I was so sure that I was right. Come on. Come on. We don't have a murder weapon. Oh, come on. I was so sure that was right. How would Phoenix describe that? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe later on when we move forward and need to describe a murder weapon. They are asking for one now, so like we couldn't give one. But they're asking how he committed the crime. He dropped the chest out of the window. I really thought I had it. Like I was like convinced. What did he use to commit the crime? It wasn't this. Because Max hit Ben with this. And it wasn't the monkey. The lion's been dead. The bottle of pepper? Like, I don't... The bust? Bronze statue taken from cafeteria before the crime. Then how would he be slumped over the chest if that's what hit him over the head? It hits him and falls to the ground, and he goes, "Ow, my head. Let me just lay down here and rest for a second." And then he never wakes up. I don't know. But if this bronze statue was taken from the cafeteria before the crime, well, then it could be this. The problem is this wasn't found at the crime scene. Oh, wait. What if he thought Max was flying? It was actually the bust falling. That could be it. That could be it. Or he had it on a rope and he was pulling it back up, right? He dropped it out the window and then he was pulling it back up to his apartment. Yeah, I think we got it. It took us a second to get there, but I think we got it. Then the monkey took it away because it's shiny. And we're good to go. We've cracked the case. I can't believe Hollow turned a 180 on me. I think it was actually Acro. That's crazy. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? It's quite a large bust, and because it is very life-sized, it's also very, very heavy. I'm a genius. You are. That was good. That was good. Deductive reasoning. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Man, it would be so awkward if he missed. Oh. He's getting serious now. See, this is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Okay, Phoenix. Order! So you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. Objection! I do a good Von Karma impression. Objection! How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy, it's impossible? Objection! Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well. Ow! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time. Objection! There's absolutely no need for such testimony. I would disagree. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. Monkeys involved also, I know it. I think so too. I think you're right. I think the monkey stole the statue because it was shiny. And I bet if we go back to Acro's room and we search enough, I think we'll find it. Although it doesn't seem like this is going to a third day. It seems like we got it figured out. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Seriously. Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. He does bring up a good point. If he can't get up and look over the window, it does make it a little bit more difficult, doesn't it? But the monkey could. I don't know how well trained it is, but it could. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. Of course you don't. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I don't know anymore, man. I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Okay. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I feel like we're really going to have to press. But last time, pressing didn't get us very far. Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? This crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before? Interesting. Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window. Interesting. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window. I know, that's the thing. That makes me kind of lean towards money, right? Not that we could put money in jail, but if he trained him to do it. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there is no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick. What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. How would he know the location of the ringmaster's head? What if he didn't see the ringmaster, but he was sneezing from the pepper? Wait, what do you mean? Like Acro was sneezing from the pepper? If only I could prove somehow. Okay. That Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. The only thing that I can think of are the lights. And his shadow, but he wouldn't have seen his shadow. If you're right, that Pepper was in the box. Oh. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him. Don't you think? If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right. I could have done that. However, there's no way that I could land a direct hit on the Ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Why don't you ever question the prosecution? Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the Ringmaster's head. Wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the Ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you've got. A tool to aim for the Ringmaster's head. The only thing that I can think of is money. I mean, that is the only thing that makes sense to me. Monkey helped him find the spot? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to go with. I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool, but maybe we overlooked something. There's one thing I didn't press him on. I think it was this. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Oh, look. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Nobody asked, Ms. Von Karma. I wouldn't lose either, slowpoke. Wait, me! Maya, you're on my side. I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. Okay. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. This is the only thing that would help him know the location, right? I'm gonna save my game. Give it a nice save. I don't want to back us into a hole. But I think the monkey makes sense here.
Objection!
No, this one doesn't fly. He didn't like that one. He did not like that one. He used glass bottle as a telescope? No, the glass bottle was just found in the cafeteria. Good thinking, but no. Interesting. Okay. Man, this is a tough day. This is a tough court session. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. The footsteps! The footsteps, right? Because wouldn't he have been able to have followed where the footsteps went? That's a pretty good guess. Made to order. The hat wouldn't help. What, does the note say anything? Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. That wouldn't tell him where the head is. But, I mean, this would kind of work, right? Less on if the monkey is usable, but rather when is it usable. Yeah, I definitely think the monkey is coming into play. I just don't know for what. Probably to find the bust. That makes it impossible for him to have known the Ringmaster's location. I'm gonna... Oh, I really want it to be this.
Objection!
Oh, it worked! Because you could follow the footprints. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the Ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Objection!
Objection! Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? Oh, she's angry. She knows damn well that Max didn't do it. Oh, she is crumbling. But I did such a good job hinting. Yes, yes, yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box there? Oh! So it wasn't necessarily the footsteps. It was kind of the footsteps, but it was also the fact that the box was there. I don't know precisely, since he could walk faster or slower than expected. Also found sounds of a wooden box. Yeah. Huh. Well, we got it. We got there either way, even if our logic was a little bit lacking. When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Your Honor. You're always so nice to me. The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No. This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going. And there's only one way to go from here, and that's forward. Boom, boom, boom. So the next question I have is this. Who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Come on now. Allow me to whip some sense into you. Okay. Okay. All right. Your Honor, objection. This is contempt of court. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The size, the weight, or the contents. It doesn't look anything special from a size or a weight perspective, right? I mean, it's just a box. It boasts a small but strong lock. It's probably the contents of the box. Do you recall what was inside the wooden box? There was only a small bottle of pepper, wasn't there? Get on with it. Well, what's the matter? Cat got your tongue? I don't see any relationship between the location of his head and the box's contents. Uh-oh. Simple as Monkey dressed up as Max to come down and bring the bust back up. I feel like he tied it to a rope. Maybe not. Mr. Wright, do you still maintain the box had some sort of special feature? Well, then I guess what was the size or the weight? Oh, probably the weight, right? So he couldn't just pick... I don't know. At least I didn't get penalized for that one. The box was a remarkable size. Size? Exactly. I think you could tell from the picture that the wooden box was quite large. Size would mean he has to be at an exact angle to pick it up. Oh, you're right. He couldn't just pick it up from like the side. No, you're right. That makes sense. To lift it up, one would have been required to squat, meaning that one would have had to have taken it up in both arms, right? Moreover, the box is quite heavy. It weighs in the neighborhood of 20 pounds. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That's correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! I think you're the fool, Von Karma. This guy is cool as a cucumber, though. I will give him that. He is dang composed. Much more so than, Eeny Miny in the last case. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. Huh? I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, Do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I remember it was in the cafeteria. It was on top, and the monkey brought it to him. The monkey likes, there's where the monkey fits in. The monkey likes the shiny things. The monkey stole it from the cafeteria, brought it to Acro. Acro said, "Ho, ho, ho. Man, isn't this the perfect opportunity?" And then he dropped it on him. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means, you understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? Well, let me inform the court. You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Well, I don't consider an animal to be an accomplice. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. We definitely have a problem here, but this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. All right, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? Because he didn't have a human accomplice. He had Money the monkey. A monkey. Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Oh! Home. Money lives in Acro's room.
Objection!
Objection! But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Objection!
Objection! Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Oh my gosh! Absolutely owned. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Very shiny. They are made of platinum. Very shiny. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Order! Order! I said order! Ms. Von Karma! Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident? I mean, it's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Bum, bum, bum. Well, maybe this case is going 3 days then. If we have to still find the bust. Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? I've handed you your only loss, and you're calling me a fraud. That's crazy. You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. I didn't forget. There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? I mean, I guess I just kind of thought that the bust being hoisted up would look like him. I didn't think that far, to be honest with you. Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That is a big penalty. Who was the murderer the clown saw? I don't know. Because I said that Acro didn't have an accomplice. I don't know. Who was the murderer that the clown saw? But we've already established that Acro doesn't have an accomplice. So is he faking his leg injury? I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what? I have been convinced it was Acro since day one, and I let y'all convince me otherwise. I'm sticking to my gut. Acro was the murderer, and it was just him. What is that supposed to mean? Do you mind explaining that to me as well? You're getting barraged with questions, Nick. It's because you're on the wrong track. Okay, sorry, everyone. My bad. All right, so it wasn't him. Take it back. Who was the murderer that the clown saw? Well, then it has to be Bat or Ben. Bat's in a coma, but we have absolutely nothing to back that up. Who was the murderer the clown saw? But maybe it's not the actual murder. Maybe it was Ben walking back with him. No, because Ben did see someone going to the scene of the crime, right? I think it was Bat. What is this supposed to mean? Oh, okay, so it's not Bat. Well, then it's Ben. Oh my gosh, then it's Ben. Oh my gosh, it's Ben. It's Ben. Please be Ben. Please be Ben. Please. Oh my gosh. This would literally make my week. Come on. No. I want it to be Ben so bad. I hate him. Okay. All right, enough playing with my heart. I gotta play with my brain. Dang it, man. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Was it Money? Gumshoe? Who was the murderer the clown saw? I don't know. I don't know. It was either Max. Maybe it was Max, right? Like maybe Max was standing there. Maybe Bat. I tried Bat. It wasn't him. I think I tried Bat. Yeah, I tried Bat. And it wasn't him. So who else would have been standing there? Max is the only option unless you're telling me that the monkey is that tall, which I just don't believe. Sorry, Max. Okay, okay. Not Max either. Well, then I am. There were two people at the scene of the crime. You can't tell me that this is the monkey. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. What? What? Dang. Okay. One was Russell Berry, and one was the murderer himself. Who was the murderer that the clown saw? I swear I already chose Bat. It certainly wasn't Regina. Was it Russell? Wait. Didn't Russell go out in Max's clothes? Wow. I have never been more wrong about something in my life. This is humbling. This one's humbling. I'm stooped on this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only two people were the murder victim and the witness. And the murderer that the clown saw, that Mo saw. But it can't be Mo. I don't believe Mo literally brought Regina to court so that she could. It's not Regina. Please don't be Regina. Oh, y'all, I'm stumped. I am so stumped. When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim and the other was the murderer himself. But that can't be, because we've already established that the murderer, if it's Acro, he dropped it from his thing. So who else would it be? Money? Like I don't know. The only other person it could be is Mo. It's the only or fucking Gumshoe. Maybe it's Gumshoe. I don't know. I already tried Bat, right? Let me try Money. Holy smokes, man. I'm waiting for it to click. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Okay. Wasn't Regina. Russell's dead. Mo's literally the only character I haven't chosen. I'm gonna say Bat one more time, but I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Yeah, okay, then it's gotta be Mo, right? But that doesn't make any sense. It can't be Mo. Mo brought Regina to court so that she could come to. Mo's a nice guy. It can't be Mo. Okay, so it's not Mo. What the is going on? Okay. Who was the murderer the clown saw? So it's not a profile. We've literally presented everyone's profile that we can. I'm pretty sure. Which means, rather than being a person, or at least a person's profile, it's gotta be evidence that we have. Here's a Max G poster. A circus map. We already know it's not Money. Who was the murderer the clown saw? I don't know. Bat? It's not Bat. I tried Bat. They said, "You dumb idiot. It's not Bat. Why would you even think that, dummy?" And I said, "Sorry. My bad." I don't know. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Am I soft locked? Like, what is going on? But I also already said Acro. The last time or this time? No, this time. This time. Who was the murderer the clown saw? No, I just presented Bat. I presented everyone. It's Von Karma. Throw her in jail. It's Maya. Sorry, Maya. You're back on the stand. I don't know. I'm lost. I feel like I'm missing a piece of information that I need. I even suggested it was Russell Berry. Who was the murderer the clown last saw? Or who was the murderer the clown saw? Maybe whoever this note was to? Bro, I have no idea. Okay. When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself that Mo saw. Answer this and only this. Who was the murderer that the clown saw? Dude, I don't know. I have no idea. I said all these people. Regina might have showed up from the note. That looks like Max. I think I said both of them, though. I said Max and Regina, I'm pretty sure. We'll try again. No. Maybe there's a cutscene when we lose. No, okay, there's not. We're guilty. Unfortunate. Wow. Sorry, Max. It's just not looking good for you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Dang. Who was the murderer that Mo saw? This is so hard. It can't be the lion. That wouldn't make any sense. What if it's like some random dude? Can it be Ben? Like, can we just try Ben again? Like, we really want it to be Ben. No, that's not it. Dude, I'm like real close to Googling. I'm real close. Okay. If I can't get it soon, I might have to Google this. Who was the murderer the clown saw? I went through literally everyone. I said all of these people. Maybe I'm like soft locked. Like I wonder if I'm soft locked. I want to look at the picture again. I know it's not Regina. Dang, I could really use Hollow right now. It does look like Max, bro. It does look like him. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Who did Mo see? Who did Mo see? Mo had to have seen someone. Picture of the crime scene. Nobody there. Here's the silk hat. Ringmaster's papers, documents related to Max's salary negotiations. This is just a poster. This is a broken bottle. The bust? Oh, wait. Do you think that's what they're trying to get me to do? Because, like, that's what I've been saying. I'll be actually, like, low-key kind of mad. Oh, come on! I literally said this out loud. I don't know why my brain didn't think to submit it as evidence. Good call, Citrus. Good call. Oh, that doesn't count. I said that. I just, like, for whatever reason, my brain didn't submit it. Oh, man. Better late than never. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Objection!
Objection! God, I'm tired. Au contraire, mon frère. I'm sorry. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette, but he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. Boom, boom, boom. How was that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. Objection! What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? Me? I'm the only one in this courtroom using their brain. That's actually crazy. What an insane accusation to throw. I'm literally the only one doing critical thinking in this entire courtroom, and you're gonna ask me if I'm using my brain. We had a clown up there telling jokes. You're whipping anyone who doesn't have anything to agree with you with. The judge, I'm convinced, didn't go to law school. Even my dang partner is questioning my ability in this case. I'm the only one using my brain, and you're gonna tell me that's insane. Sorry. I'm glad we all kept our cool. I'm glad no one reacted strongly to that. I'm glad we all kept ourselves aligned. The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. Objection! There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off the cards in the bust's hands. Idiot. Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? He caught me. No, he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. We're so close. We're so close. We're so close to getting it. Who put the cloak on the bust? I don't know, Your Honor. Stop asking me questions. Stop. Okay, who put the cloak on the bust? Was it Acro? Because Acro dropped it. The only reason I don't think it could be Acro who put the cloak on the bust is because the cloak would have fallen off unless it was securely on the bust. Not to mention the fact that I feel like the air friction could have moved the bust from dropping. You know what? I'm going to blame Ben again. It was Ben. Ben did it. I wonder, Mr. Phoenix Wright, didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? So then how did this person get a hold of the cloak? You know, for as many resets as I gotta do, if there's just the sliver of a chance that it could be Ben, I think it's worth doing. How would this person have gotten the cloak onto the bust, I wonder? Because this person was not spotted at the scene. I'm sorry. Dang it. Well, it was worth it. It was worth a try. I'm coming for you, Ben. You're not getting away scot-free. Who put the cloak on the bust? Russell Berry? That wouldn't make any sense. He would be long dead by the time he saw that. So Acro or Bat? Probably just Acro then, right? He dropped it from his window. Oh. Well. Okay, so it's not him. Okay, so it's not Acro. We have absolutely no evidence to say that it was Bat. I mean, I've never seen this man. I don't own anything from him. Like, nothing would show it's Bat. So who put the cloak on the thing? It couldn't have been Russell Berry, because Russell is a dead man walking, if that's the case. Seems something that Regina would be dumb enough to do. Max had his coat at the time of rehearsal, right? And then he went back to Russell's office to talk about marrying his daughter. And so Russell also had the cloak. I mean, like, the problem is, where does it go? Hollow. Hollow, we got beef. You convinced me it wasn't Acro, and I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it's Acro. Oh, dang, I just got the notif. I thought you were doing this stream on Tuesday. No, I'm sorry, it's today. But you're just in time. We are struggling. What's the judge asking? He's asking who put the cloak on the bus. I didn't convince you of anything. You kept being like, are you sure it's Acro? It doesn't make sense if it's Acro. You gave me false hope that it could be Ben. I've been trying to frame Ben the entire stream, and I can't get it to stick. Oh, that's so funny. I'm just telling you to use your brain. I know. I kid. It's so funny. Because the whole time I was like, no, it couldn't have been Acro. Hollow really didn't think it was Acro, and he's played the game before. It would never be Ben. Be sensible. It doesn't have to be Ben. We just have to frame it as if it's Ben. And then we can lock him up. Okay. So who put the cloak on the bust? If it wasn't Acro, and it unfortunately, much to my disappointment, was not Ben, it could only have been Max or Russell. And Russell's dead. But why would Max put the cloak on it? Oh, because he's full of himself. I think, all right, maybe it is Max. And it's not. This, man, this might be a record for the amount of times that I would have to restart a stream or restart a case. This is pretty bad for me. Who put the cloak on the bus? No, that doesn't count. That was a fat finger. Who put the cloak on the bus? Well, then if it wasn't Max, it has to be Russell. It has to be. Yes, we got there. But why would... I'm so confused, man. I'm so lost. You're saying it was the victim himself? Russell Berry? I got so angry at this case, I'm just having trouble following it. That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Placed the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Oh, when he slumped over, maybe the cloak like slid off of him? You'd hate the lack of save scumming in the original. This is really hard. This is really hard. This is really hard. How's it going, Sam? Welcome in. Don't ask me. I missed the past hour. Honestly, you probably missed about the past 5 minutes of court time with the amount that I've had to reset. Nick, do you really have a handle on all of this? No! I'm begging for any help I can get, Maya. No, I'm not fine. I'm not fine. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. Yeah, sure, I am. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Phoenix, take me on a trip here. Lay it all out for me. Because I've played a lot of cases of this game now. And I've never been more lost than I am at this one. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Correct. I follow you there. Then he attached that rope to the bust. Also following you there. And dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. Okay. I'm still following you. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. I follow this. I still follow this. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night, so he's going to frame his star, but yes, I'm following this. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by Ben. I hate his dumb face. By none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. We really don't have to keep mentioning Trillo as a separate character. He is not real. You can just say Ben. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. Clonk. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Clonk on Russell Berry's head. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim. Oh, come on. I mean, you wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. Listen, okay, so I give the prosecuting attorneys a lot of flack. I give them a lot of grief for saying that, you know, I have mischievous ways of doing my stuff in the courtroom. You know, for saying that I'm a phony or that I stretch the truth a little bit. I gotta take their side on this one. That's kind of ridiculous. Like, I kind of get where they're coming from. Like, that's kind of crazy. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Ms. Von Karma. I don't know, Von Karma. Like, I'm kind of on your side, at least in this one particular point. This circus isn't over yet. What? Do we come? Okay. The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. Mo. I would hate to be Francisca right now, literally put on a clown case. I know. I don't envy her, that's for sure. Not in this case. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Can we say statue instead of bust, please? Yeah. I mean, we can. Having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it, primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up, which makes it look like Max Galactica, I guess. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. I can't imagine that people are going to have a good reaction to this. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you. He's like, bro, I did it, but like, you sound ridiculous right now. Okay, Acro's been playing mind games with all of us, but he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale, but do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? Oh, jeez, okay. Hang on. Please hold. Okay. Here we go. In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. So one thing matters, and it's the evidence. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. So one thing matters, and it's the evidence. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. Yeah, I can't blame them. What I just said is actually kind of insane. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual. A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get us out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. That's gonna be a problem. Hard proof? I mean this, right? It's gotta be this note. Yes. No? He doesn't seem very worried. Bro, it is a note that Acro slipped into Regina's pocket saying to the murder. How is this not good evidence? Try again. Say less, Your Honor. Say less. If they had been silent for 2 more seconds, I would have screamed. I did. I did scream, Phoenix. Okay. The prosecution brings up a good point. They want evidence. There's still something unusual, a contradiction. Man, I felt like I was scraping the barrel before. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Hard proof that we've unraveled the trick. Back of the head. No, that's not hard proof. This? Maybe? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Oh, shoot. Dude, this is making... Okay. Okay. So what could genuinely what could it be? There is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. A contradiction. What? Okay then. Just use that. Okay. Present some evidence. Okay, he's highlighting these words like they're like hidden clues. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. One of these days, your badge is going to be uber important evidence. Just you wait. And until then, I'll still present it to everyone I see because it's mine and shiny. Man, it'd be awesome if this, if I could just present this and be on with it. Okay, he wants hard proof, huh? Because he's not wearing the coat here, right? Is that it? Because he's not wearing the cloak. This one! Take that! Take that! What do you mean? There's so much good evidence here. Okay. I'll try again until I find something that suits your fancy, Your Honor. Here we go, everyone. Yeah. 2 things matter, 3 things matter. Unusual, a contradiction, actually. Use that and get us out of this. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs up your claims. Shot by the ringmaster 6 months ago for biting a performer. Maybe it's the lion. I mean, like, that would make sense. It could be the lion. Because the lion is the reason that Bat is in a coma. But the ringmaster shot the lion. So, like, I have a hard time believing that Accra wants revenge unless the ringmaster was the one who sprinkled the pepper. I mean, at the end of the day, Bat's the one who put his head in the damn lion's mouth. That was dumb. I'll try the lion. It didn't work. This is brutal. I like to think that I'm better at this game than I'm currently showing. I was cooking in the last court case. I don't know why this one I'm struggling so much. I feel like I'm missing key information, man. Okay. But there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. A contradiction. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. I don't know what's harder proof than the fact that he's not wearing the cloak here that he was spotted wearing earlier. Wait. Found at the crime scene. Oh, wait. Is it the hat? It could be the hat. Because the hat was found at the crime scene, but the hat was also seen being dragged up, right? Because it was the bust. And these photos wouldn't do anything. No, I think it's the hat. I think it's the hat. Yes! Okay, there we go. The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool. Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's. Okay, we got there. It was a long-winded way, but we got there. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Objection!
Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court. I'd rather not. He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. I'd like to see how that's even relevant anymore. Can you do it, Nick? Probably with enough resets I can. Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. Okay. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? He ate them! I've got it all figured out, Your Honor. The white roses clip onto the... Yep, and then it raises. Okay. All right, sure. Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the backside of the bust. Order! Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. Honestly, to me too. I can't believe y'all are buying this shit. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Alright, time to lock in. Oh. Why does everyone look so calm? This game really made me feel stupid right now for not just saying he saw the back instead of the front. I feel like we could have decided that on day one, right? I don't know. Maybe not. I feel like we could have got that out of the way already. Mr. Ray, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yeah, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? Excuse me, sorry. If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. And why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. That's right. He does have a lot of allegiance, because he's like this guy's adopted son, pretty much. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive, huh? It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel like this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. Oh, man. I kind of want to take a 10-minute recess, to be honest. If I go back in there, am I going to be here for another 2 hours? That's what I'm trying to decide. Is this the last day? I can't tell. Nah, you know what? We're here. We're going to grind it out. We're so close. I hope they give us a new health bar. That would be very nice of them. December 30th, 2:17 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus. Am I that hated? Yes. Yes, you are, actually. You are a terrible dude. Ahem. Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Psst, psst. Ahem. But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know. But you're not. which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence? He brought us evidence. Well, that's pretty big, Gumshoe. That is pretty big. Motive didn't matter in the case of State versus Bird, though. I am a consistent, irrational human being. Wait, was Bird? That was Maggie Bird was the first case of this, right? That was the first case of this game. And I think, if I remember right, I think you're right. There really wasn't a motive in that one. But that was a baby case tutorial that I might have failed because I wasn't thinking right that day. But not all crimes have motives. You're not wrong. Not all crimes have motives. Detective Gumshoe. I listen to a true crime podcast, and that's one of the things that the guy says all the time, is a motive isn't necessary. Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. Why is milk such a big thing today? How about a card trick, detective? Well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned. What is it? Here you go. This was yesterday in Acra's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Ms. Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything, but everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know. Ms. Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final? What? Is Von Karma, like, secretly on our side or something? Uh-huh. That reminds me, I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What is going on? I will say, for as little sense as the case makes, man, they're doing wonders with Von Karma's character. She's really interesting. Is she just letting me win? What did he mean by that? The very end part. I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Illy Von Karma. I know, it's so interesting. It's so interesting. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. What is the big deal with milk today? The reception area looks like some kind of dairy, so hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk? For me? Does he really like milk? I didn't know this. Did I miss something in the first days of the case? Francisca cares for the perfect case. That's a good point. If there's evidence, she probably wants us to present it. That's a good point. She doesn't want to win off faulty stuff. Boom. Court is now back in session. Ms. Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acra's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. You can eat it with the courthouse Swiss holes if you want, pal. That actually sounds like something Gumshoe would say. You could tell me that that's something out of the actual game, and I would believe it. Proof of what kind of motive Proof of what kind of motive Acra would have to commit this crime. Moving on. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait. Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Gulp. About the ringmaster. Before that, we got a little bit of evidence, right? Bat's scarf stained with his blood and a small quantity of pepper. Nice. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. That was pretty short. You're such a thoughtful young man. Okay. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. You are absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Listen, man, I'm just trying to do my job. Will everyone back off? Sometimes I say some outlandish things. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong. But all the time, we should respect other people's opinions, including mine. Why? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination. Sure. Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. A defense attorney has a right to cross-examination, dummy. Yeah, but I don't know. This judge doesn't seem to like us or any defense attorney from what I can tell. I feel like this guy just wants whatever is quickest to get him out of there. He's like, I get paid the same whether this trial takes 1 day or 3 days. And so why don't we just have it take 1 day and we can all go home? And the easiest way to do that is just to put the guy behind bars, I guess. About the ringmaster. Cross-examination. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. I'm just probably going to press everything here. My brother Sean and I. You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the very big circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. Oh my. Thank you for whipping some sense into him, Von Karma. I appreciate that. You're a real one for that. The witness may proceed with his testimony. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? Not you too, Maya. I know, he seems like such a nice guy, which makes this so difficult. So then how long have you been a performer? I became an acrobat around 9. You started off as an acrobat that early? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We call ourselves the Flying Dingling Berries. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard of them in Germany. Liar. I feel like Maximilian Galactico's the only person in there that's a household name. The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus. You are truly a remarkable young man. Can we all relax? I get it, he's a charmer, but like, let's keep our eye on the prize here. The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Wright. You better think hard. Ow! Okay, how am I supposed to think when I'm being routinely whipped? No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. Did she just whip? Exactly. Oh, I thought she whipped the judge. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk. I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely. Did he do it or not? Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know, no new health bar. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? Yes, I can. Now that I've come this far, there's no way I could answer I can't. Oh, this is gonna be good. Very well. Then please enlighten the court. Let's see some evidence that proves Acro's motive for killing the ringmaster. It all lies here, Your Honor. Leon the Lion. Let me just go over this one more time. This is why Acro killed the ringmaster? That is correct. I don't think the defense would mind confirming something for me. What exactly are we supposed to learn from this piece of evidence? What are you supposed to learn? Looks like you just won the award for biggest failure in court. Ouch. Biggest failure in court. That stings. Maya, you have been nothing but a pain. You haven't helped at all. All you've done is throw insults at me this whole case. What you're supposed to work for me. Come on. Oh my gosh. Present something else or give up on presenting things. No, there's definitely something that I can present. Of course I can. Maybe it's Bat's profile. Right, so you're looking at the pepper, which is what made the lion sneeze. But maybe it's because Bat's in a coma. And this is not it. I'm afraid if I say no, though, it'll end the case. So now what will you do, Mr. Wright? I would prefer you hurry up and prove something. Well, I'll tell you what. If I can look through my evidence and actually find a motive, then we'll go for it. Otherwise, I'm not going to press, and we're going to see where this goes. What would be a motive? I don't think it has anything to do with salary. I don't think it has anything to do with the Grand Prix. Oh, it's this. It's this. It's this. Yep. Okay, I got it. This time I won't leave any doubt in your mind. May the defense remember that this court is not target practice for its theories. Okay, buddy. Please enlighten the court. Let's see some evidence that proves Acro's motive for killing the ringmaster. Evidence that Gumshoe himself just brought us. And it's not correct. Okay. Can you provide an... I can't provide one. Does this just mean we lose the case, though? Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow. Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Barry, ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yeah, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro, you didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? Oh? Was it he wanted to kill someone else. He wanted to kill whoever put the pepper by the lion. Oh, and then maybe Russell was going to like talk some sense into him. Into Acro. The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. Okay, now we're starting to add up. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Barry to begin with. What? Interesting. Order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. I think you have a prosecution attorney that'll do that on their behalf. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Mr. Wright, you're supposed to present the profiles, not the evidence like I asked you to. I'm sorry. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Don't. Absolutely not. Karma. Are you attempting to imply that Acro is trying to kill someone else? Yeah. But who was Acro trying to kill? It could have been Max. Ben. It makes sense if it was Max, right? At least to some extent. He's trying to kill the monkey. his own pet and caretaker. Although Regina's also his caretaker and he doesn't seem very fond of her. I guess it's Max, right? If he's trying to kill Max, but why? Because did Max put the pepper by the line? Oh! I wonder if Max put the pepper by the lion's snout so that the lion would sneeze and kill Bat, who's a love interest of Regina. And then also, he wanted to hurt Ben, who's a love interest of Regina. And then, okay, so maybe everyone in this case just needs to go to jail. I don't know. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But I do think he was trying to kill Max. Ow. Ow. What are you? Ow. There's 14 more where that came from. Hold it right there. You can take your time with the other 14 later. But for now, let me see that evidence once again. I'm so scared of what will happen. I can't even move to give him the evidence. He asked you for something. Where are your manners, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Wait. Yeah, that's exactly what I was implying. Him. Right? Like, who else would have? Not Mo. Wait. No, it was Mo. It was Mo because Mo always has pepper on him. So Mo might have been the one who left the pepper out. Okay, nope. So it's not that. Okay, so it's not. Okay. So it's not Mo. I thought I was onto something there because Mo used pepper on his burgers. So I thought if the pepper made the lion sneeze, then Mo. Okay, that didn't work, but that's fine. Can you provide an explanation of why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? Oh, I forgot to save. Oops. Or I loaded the wrong. Did I load the wrong profile? No, I think I just forgot to save. Da, 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 da. Ow. Here we go. All right, now I will save before. Save. Order. Okay. Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Oh, I could just, yes, I could just present this as evidence. I thought they were asking me for a person. Oh, this is a pretty good piece of evidence. Oh. I can't even move to give him the evidence. Can I present it again? Like, I'm... No, it's this one. Okay, so I guess that's not it. I'm just trying to present the evidence, but I literally can't. Okay. Where are we going from here? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? To the murderer, you haven't forgotten what happened 6 months ago, have you? I have conclusive evidence of what took place. In that box with the pepper. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Regina? No. He did slip it in Regina's pocket initially, though. No, I think it might be Regina. Because he doesn't like Regina. Oh, let's go. Regina Berry. This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? Oh.
Objection!
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question.
Objection!
Objection! He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? And Acro, I remind you, it is a lie, or it is a crime to lie in court. Mr. Wright, allow me to... Oh. The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Respect. And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me some evidence. Now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. I've got it right here. Acro, you remember this, don't you? I can't believe he was so confident with me having this in my possession. It's only a crime if the judge remembers, literally. Which isn't saying much because it seems like he has a very short memory. It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean, it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Oh! I do think this case is interesting, even if I found it frustrating at times. It is interesting. There's a lot of, not plot holes, but plot stretches. But I'm interested. Like I said, I'm going to watch this one in the anime because I hear the anime does it pretty good. But I agree. I think that there's some good stuff here. It just seems like it's a little bit far-fetched at times. But to be fair, it does kind of match the circus theme. So it's like, I have a hard time debating that aspect of it. There are other aspects that you can debate. for sure. It is not a perfect case. And it is frustrating at times, I agree. But there is some interesting stuff here. Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. The anime cuts out the love triangle subplot. Wait, really? Yeah, it doesn't really provide anything, does it? It doesn't really seem to add much. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why the morning of the crime she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake. Instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today. Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. I'd end up falling out the window myself, so he couldn't have known that it was Acro, or that it was Russell down there. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down on the... Give it up for the judge, everybody. It took him a while to get there, but he got there. And that's when he let the bust fly. Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Objection!
Objection! You're foolish, and you've even, sometimes I can't tell if it's the game, like, cutting off the dialogue on purpose, or if it's like a glitch, but sometimes it skips the dialogue. You're so foolish, you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yeah? What about that line? And what about it? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? To be fair, I don't either, Von Karma. The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza in place of his lovely daughter. Oh, hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. Of course I know all about that. And now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at the time. Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? Well, I think so. Listen, Maya, they bought it when I said that the cape just magically ended up on the statue. They ate that up. I can come up with anything, and I think they'll bite. I've got them eaten out of the palm of my hands. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... So, wait, do they want the... see, this is where I'm a little bit confused. Do they want the evidence, or do they want what happened? The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago. Because this is the actual evidence. But I'm gonna assume they want the lion. They don't want the lion, huh? That's crazy. Well, I didn't save before that. Chekhov's gun, I guess. Yeah. But I guess I just thought... Huh. Alright, I guess that one wasn't good enough. Well, I guess we'll use the pepper then. Take that. Achoo! Bless you. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Did she just whip the judge for sneezing? It isn't a joke at all, really. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Oh, another unbelievable conclusion. He's trying to protect his daughter because he knows that she left the pepper out that made the lion sneeze that bit Acro. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Barry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw.
Objection!
Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Everybody's got a lot. I'm popular today. Everybody's got a lot of questions. Who was Regina Barry's intended victim? I don't think she intended to really kill anyone. To be honest, I don't think... Who is this? That's Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is, in fact, dead. Regina, she did that to him. Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Regina, I mean Ms. Regina Barry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Ms. Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. I agree. I think she accidentally did it. So, then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? I do. I actually do think it was an accident. Like, I know that that's counterintuitive to what they're saying. But I do think it was an accident. I suppose it was truly an accident. It's essential that a man knows when to give up, Mr. Wright. It's impossible to prove Ms. Barry's involvement in a murder attempt, isn't it? Instigating a lion to attack? Who ever heard of something like that? And to think that the defense claimed this was conclusive evidence. Ugh. A small bottle of pepper, a lion. What's their connection? Oh, it dawned on him. Did he finally get it? What's the matter, Nick? I figured it out. It was right in front of my nose this entire time. Your Honor, wait. What is it? The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Okay. There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother, Bat. Because of the pepper. Nick, you sure you want to go with that? Huh? How exactly does this evidence prove the reason Leon bit Bat? You don't think that there's something better you should present instead? Oh, come on! Dang it! Sorry, Max. My bad, bro. Dang. Okay. We're only... This is rough. I do think it was just an accident. Okay. You figured it out. Okay, I'm going to save here so it's less cutscenes. Save. You're such an amateur. Yeah. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother, Bat. Oh, with his scarf. We can prove this. Yes, okay, there we go. That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? Oh, that's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat? And it had pepper on it. And then when he... Okay. It had pepper on the scarf. When he put his head in the lion's mouth, the pepper got the lion's nose going, and then he went, achoo! Regina. Regina gave it to him. There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Now, why did she do that again? Did they tell us? Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of doing what? But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Ms. Barry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling either. However, lions sneeze. Ooh! Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. Wow. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. You fool! You've got to be kidding me.
Objection!
Objection! What's the matter, Ms. Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Overruled? Not a thing. Mr. Phoenix Wright, you This theory, you believe it? Psh! You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro, you can't mean witness! Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? Well, you see, we can't find the statue. Welcome to the circus of Japanifornia, Francisco. That's how all Phoenix's cases go. It's never a straightforward ride here, is it? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. Request to search Acro's room. The defense requests to search the room of the witness, Ken Dingling. What is it now? It looks like you still haven't figured it out, have you? By now you must know the meaning of Von Karma Total Justice. I do like this part, oh boy. Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. And we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End scene. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright! You know where the bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How the heck how am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. They have? We don't even have a murder weapon. You can't throw someone behind bars without a murder weapon, can you? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Wow. Oh? Where is Max's bust? Let's go, Maya. When she strikes this pose, you know it's business. The defense needs time to prepare to present its lace. I mean, case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I bit my tongue. What? We need time to do. Ow! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Where could a murder woman be hidden? I genuinely don't know. Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? You're asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Thanks, Maya. We're gonna have to have a serious conversation about boundaries after today. But thank you. Hey, wait. You can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. The defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic. There's no reason for a false step. Sink or swim. The only way through is forward. Psh. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? That is such a good question, Von Karma. I'm so glad there's only 3 choices. Follow the money and see where it goes. Think, Press. There is an answer. Okay. Okay. Somewhere in the lodging house. Somewhere in the big top. Or somewhere in this courtroom. Wouldn't be in this courtroom. Right? Okay, so let's actually think through it. If Money the Monkey took off with it... Oh no, Money the Monkey brought it there. The murder weapon. Where does evidence live? Where could a murder weapon be hidden? Maybe in the courtroom? In the lodging house. Or in the big top. We already searched the lodging house, or at least we searched Acro's room, and didn't turn anything up. I feel like we would have found it if it was at the big top, which only leaves the courtroom. But why would it be in the courtroom and we wouldn't know about it? It's the only thing that doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna go for it. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. The judge's bench, the prosecutor's bench, or the witness stand. I haven't seen it. What? Okay, I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. The judge's bench, I mean, he would certainly see it then, so it's not there. The witness stand, the prosecutor's bench, I mean, technically, isn't she obligated to submit that as evidence, so it has to be the witness stand. I'm doing process of elimination here. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off of your wheelchair? Oh. I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. It'd be so awkward if it wasn't under there. I think Acro, like, low-key wants to get caught. That's the vibe I'm getting. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave your lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Ms. Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it in the only place that you could hide it. I'm not a cheater! I'm not a cheater! I used process of elimination. That's not cheating. Now, if they asked me to type it out, or point to it on a map in the courtroom, I could not have done it. but process of listen, they gave me a multiple choice quiz. I don't know what you want. It worked out. Under your wheelchair. I'm not a cheater. No, I swear. It's deductive reasoning. Software. There was software limitations. Answer me this. Doesn't a good attorney use all tools at his disposal to get the job done? Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. All I'm doing is using all the tools at my disposal. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. A cheap attorney, maybe. Well, listen, that's what everybody calls me. I don't got the budget to play fair and square, man. An attorney's only tool is the truth and save scumming and multiple choice answers. Boom. Oh, she's pissed. You fool! How could you? Wow. You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, 2 of them. 2 of them. Maya. Aww. Ms. Francisca. Oh, I guess Von Karma too. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were 2 pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Ms. Von Karma, you had the... Oh, I see. So, because they took him immediately to the prosecution's office to, like, prep him for the case, he never had time to put the bust back. I got there eventually. It took me a second. I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court, hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Ms. Von Karma. You just got it. It's yes, maybe. Better late than never. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Wow. You're almost through with the second game. I'm starting to expect better of you, Press. Okay, listen. This case was an exception. You have my word. The next case onward, I'm locked in. I will become a pro attorney. From the next case onward. This one doesn't count. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. Oh, no. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. Oh, because she doesn't. Yeah. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So are you saying that you were a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. Oh, I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm sorry. Oh, I just couldn't up and leave yet. Because he wanted to see his brother one last time, maybe? This has been such a strange case. You're telling me. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. I mean, yeah, he did say he did it. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. But Ben is. Boom. This court is adjourned. I thought for sure this was going to be a 3-day case that took us to December 31st, if I'm being honest with you. I thought it was going to be like a New Year's special kind of thing. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max 1 million of them. That's enough. That's enough congrats. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No, 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 no. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Aww. She's been like this for a while now. Sorry, Regina. This is actually, like, really sad. Sweetie. Bat and Acro. They're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina. Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think that's the case. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making up that stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. What proves that he doesn't want revenge? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. I would think because of his brother, right? He couldn't up and leave yet because he wanted to be there when his brother woke up. That's what I think. Acro didn't want to get caught up. Didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Bat. That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes and then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone's sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh. That's quite the goal. I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max. Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? What if he was just like, actually, I'm good. To be honest, like, this has been a lot for me to handle. I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help him out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus will be better off without me. What are you talking about? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the Berry Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick, it seems like everything is going to turn out all right here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope in the next case we get more Edgewood. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? Is it Edgeworth? It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. Oh, yeah, it is. You mean Mr. Right? Come on, come on, come on. Is it? Is it? Well, detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Let's go! I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah! That's so lit. That's so lit. I'm excited for this last case. I think this is the last one. Maybe there's two more. A brand new episode has been added. Farewell, my turnabout. Wow. That's a good cliffhanger. That's a really good cliffhanger. I'm surprised. I thought this case would be a 3-day one. I'm not going to lie. I'm okay with it being 2. It was good. There was some good parts. I think probably it was my least favorite, at least of the big cases so far. I would say that. A lot of it didn't ring true for me, but I think that the little sprinkles of foreshadowing and the Edgeworth teases they threw in there was enough to keep it interesting. I can't believe Edgeworth came back as a ghost. He's scary. Oh my gosh, what if the Fae clan summoned him back? That would be crazy. I want to know what's going on. I want to know where he's been, what he's doing. Very interesting. Very interesting. It might be overhated in the fandom, but it still has its worth, especially for the Francisca development. No, I agree. I agree. If it wasn't for the love triangle, I would feel a lot better about it. I just hated Ben so much. Honestly, they're really, like, there's only, like, 2 characters in this case. 2 new characters that I liked, right? I liked, Mo was fine. And I really liked Regina. I thought Regina was very nice. The rest of them didn't, whatever. There's fan art of Edgeworth meeting his dad through face summoning, but then his dad's just in the dress. Wait, that... Wait, okay, so I guess what I'm curious of is I wonder if Phoenix actually thought Edgeworth was dead. And if so, I wonder if he would try to get Maya to summon it. I wonder. I don't know. We'll have to find out. We'll have to wait and see. But honestly, my throat is sore after talking for 3 straight hours. But this was a lot of fun. This is the only stream this week. Sorry about that. Got a busy week coming up that will, might turn into some cool content. But in the meantime, I've got a long form video essay coming out on Thursday if you guys are interested. Besides that, that'll do it for this one. I'll try to have the schedule out on Sunday again. But I hope you look forward to the video essay. And aside from that, whether you're just waking up in the morning, stopping by on your lunch break, or settling in after dinner, thanks for hanging out and having a cup of coffee with me. And I will see you in the next stream. See ya!